Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bailey Reserve. We have reached the pinnacle of Mountain 2020. It has been a mountain so far this year. Welcome to the first of 6 grand finals that you will see over the next 2 days, involving clubs, pretty much all of them. Joined in commentary tonight by the one and the only. He joined me on our first ever broadcast, and he's back. Jason Pastel, how are you?
Good to see you,
You did our first ever live broadcast, you remember, all the way back then?
It was a long time. That was at Old Collegians.
Yeah.
It was a good game. It was a great game, actually. Hopefully this one delivers just as well. Should be a, well, who knows?
Souths wearing green and red hoops will be attacking the right of your screen, and Adelaide Uni wearing their traditional all-black jerseys will be attacking the left of your screen. The first grand final. This is Division 2 reserves.
Correct. 8 teams in this competition, so everybody made through to finals, which is good. But these 2 teams been good in this division this year, so we'll hopefully see some good rugby. Not a great start so far, but hopefully the boys they'll settle their nerves and get into it.
It is typical grand final stuff, isn't it? When we get to the pointy end of the season, everyone gets a little bit nervy. First scrum of the game. If there's ever a chalk and cheese halfback battle, there it is. It's Dar for Adelaide University and Gilmore for Souths. And there's that nerviness that we talked about. Turned over and Souths can go. They'll look out to that far side. It is a home final for them, but don't think that will matter too much to them. It's just going to be head down and go for them. Dar showing how big and strong he is already.
It's a bit of an added incentive, isn't it, Dave, for teams once they've been allocated finals to host, to work hard through the season, then the last sort of 6 or 7 rounds that are left to try and get there so they can play at home.
Handling has just been a little bit shaky from Adelaide University in the early moments. I did go and watch them warm up, and they were very much the same, but Dar will be able to go and get it. Redfern first to clean out, and cannot wait to get a close-up of Simon Redfern. He has brought the goods again with his facial hair.
He does enjoy it, doesn't he?
Oh, it's
Not
incredible.
only his facial hair, he does his hair differently as well every now and again, so it should be interesting.
Turned over by Souths again. Slow and patient from Souths. Now they will go open, and inside ball is a good one. Breaks through the first tackle. Looks for the offload. It gets there. It's not very tidy, but Priestley can work with it. Now they're away again. Lots of room on the outside. Bounces its way out there. Trying to find a way through, and Adelaide University just about holding on and did enough.
Oh, pity there, Dave. That bounce pass cutting out his space and time on the outside, and then just having a little crawl on the ground after the tackle.
Yeah,
giving away the penalty.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because maybe last year, 2 years ago, we'd be saying that tackle wasn't completed, but I think been a lot more stringent on the wording of the law, which is if you are brought to ground, it is a tackle, and if you are tackled, you must release.
Correct. Brought to ground and held, so as long as somebody holding on to you, I mean, you've got to be holding on to a sock by one finger, really, and that'll count. That's a tackle.
Overshot the line out. Oh, a little out the back pass, not sure it was needed, but there we have it. I think it's just going to be backs to the wall stuff in these early days. Pass didn't quite go. Oh, that's a massive hit. It's what they're going to need initially, you would think, Adelaide University. So fast out the line, but missed his target. He'll have to make those first up tackles. Gardner. Big fend, and again makes yards after contact. Dar again, he's like a fourth back rower. Little kick over the top. Finding a little bit of space, the ball will bounce. It is Kind. Trying to find a way out of there. Gets away from the first one, little offload. It's a long, long way to go for the University boys. Dar again has managed to settle things down, back into the pocket, and away it goes. That's not going to find its way into touch. Fingertip catch. Has support. Beats the first tackle, which is the most important one, and Gilmore. Ball's come out the side. Loud blast, which suggests penalty. Hands in the ruck. Glasses are on now, Jason. Now you can see something.
Now I might be able to say something, actually. Tell you what, Mapavera there in the midfield, putting on some hits. The man from Bulawayo.
You've done some research.
Bit of a shout out to the African boys, right? You're going to enjoy it.
Well, speaking of shout outs, speaking of shout outs, we should say Bulavanaka. Apparently, Matt Romano's entire village is watching over in Fiji. So, excellent. Welcome to the broadcast. We are live on Facebook.
Looks like he did his hair for the event too.
We are live on Facebook, so if you do want to shout out, let us know where you're watching. We'll try and get to them. It depends on how exciting the game is. We will try and get to them. Just finding themselves in their 22 a lot at the moment, Adelaide University, and that one's lost forward. You don't want that. Broken field rugby for South. I think he's managed to steal that. They're going to come back for something else, though, I think.
Just lost forward in the contact there, Dave, I think, on that turnover. Just ripped clean, unfortunately not able to hold on tight enough. As you said there, you really don't want Souths with a loose ball with broken play.
No.
They do love that type of rugby, so...
Isn't it strange how, teams keep that? Because the Souths of old were always good with broken field rugby, and now what are we? The last time they won a premiership, an A-grade premiership, was what, back in 2007? I think it was World Cup years that they won it.
Long before
Romano Manu. He has got him in all sorts of trouble. Excellent work from Romano Manu, and Gilmore will go over. He will get first blood. Romano Manu had the defender in all sorts of problems.
Very unselfish there by Matt. Honestly, great.
Chalk on
work.
the boots of the number 11, which when you're doing an 8-9-15, then a great timing on it as well. I mean, Romano Manu has a choice of 3, or he could throw the dummy and go himself.
Easily could have gone on his own. I think there was more than enough space for him, but unselfish play. Excellent by Sars, shifting it to the outside, guaranteeing the try.
That is the definition of a rock and a hard place for poor Mr. Hounsell. There was absolutely nothing you could do with it. So Bush will look to knock over the extras. Just noticing a little bit of a change in the weather as well. A lot of people have been saying they hope it stays away tonight. There is a big blob on the radar. It was a fair distance away last time I checked. I don't know where it is now, but people are expecting weather to come in. Flags will stay down, so it's just the 5 points.
Had a word with Guy Wunton before kickoff, Dave. He's the coaching director at Adelaide Uni. He was saying that they're hoping that the boys from Uni will keep the ball tight, keep the forwards holding it, rolling it up, because they've gone wide too early in the past, and it's really cost them. They get isolated too easily when they go wide too soon. So that's what they're looking for.
I think there's you know, from a neutral point of view, when you look at it, pack sizes between the two, certainly Souths have the advantage in that. And the backs of the Adelaide University just look a little bit shaky with ball in hand at the moment. We haven't seen much of it from them. There is the weather radar. There's a big blob just at the top of it. It looks like it'll miss, but
hopefully swinging round north.
Yeah, stay on the hills.
Don't know how much finals footy these uni boys would have played. So
I was just trying to think, and I probably should have spoken to Fraser. I remember the last time I saw them actually win was Victoria Park, which would have been 05, I think. 15, sorry.
15, possibly. Yeah, that was, yes, Victoria Park was 15.
I'm sure if anybody's listening and will want to let me know, then was the last time Adelaide University won a flag. So Souths with Bush will pull it out the back. Oh, that time Hansel had to make the tackle, and tackle he did. My word. It's a good counter ruck as well. They're having a good little chat, the two winkers. I think that was all fair, Jason. I know you're our referee representative as well, but I think that was all fair. You might get another look at it, but it all looked good for mine.
Oh, nothing illegal, nothing intentional.
Counter ruck again from Adelaide Uni is good. Messy. Very, very messy, but it's messy because of the counter ruck. That's an old school ruck. It was chest high. Manu will have another look. Well, I tell you what, there's some feeling in it. Flat ball. Adestani just drops his head. Penalty. The amount of counter-rucking and disruption going on in the ruck from Adelaide University. I tell you what, I am falling in love with Dar. Absolutely falling in love with him. If you look, he's the second tallest in that group, and he's the halfback.
He's getting stuck.
He's quite possibly the widest in that group as well.
I was going to say, he's got a set of shoulders on him too there, Dave.
Famously, in the 2016 Grand Final, we fell in love with Tommy McCall. I think we're going to fall in love with Mr. Dar tonight. Here we go again. There's no sling. There's no nothing.
Oh, no, nothing wrong with it at all, Dave.
All looks good. It was a big hit.
High, just solid. They just ran straight into each other. Big collision, that's all. Nothing wrong.
Adelaide University with ball in hand now. Got a bit isolated and look for the middle, and you could almost see him there not wanting to go wide quickly. The big boy Bronlett. First time we've called his name tonight. It won't be the last. Flat ball again, and the handling errors are not there. And again, Hansel has to do defensive work. Adestani again, putting his hand up for work. Gardner off the boundary fence. Which is very apt tonight as the wonderful cricket pitch has been put in place.
I don't think we'll talk about
that. That one's high. That one could be trouble. Flag comes straight out. Dar again, they have an advantage. No, I'm going to come back to that. I want to come back to that.
We'll talk about it because they'll stop play, Dave. So.
They will stop play, but there's the two tackles there, and I want to talk to you about the second one. And I think it's uniquely South Australian.
Here we are.
We are going to go back. The first one was a bad one. The second one, which the crowd decided that they were upset with. So this is the first one. It's Manu. That's a bad one.
That's red. He's in trouble. That's direct contact with the neck or head.
Yeah.
By the high tackle framework.
The second one is the one I want to talk about, this one, because this upset the crowd. So there's no problem for mine with the contact. This is what upset the people, but this is rugby. There's nothing about a sling tackle in rugby union, but we are in a very football state, and that is a problem in football.
The issue with that, Dave, is his left arm over the shoulder making contact with the neck there as well is also high.
But that one was okay. That's borderline, and the crowd weren't upset about the height.
That would just be a straight yellow, correct?
They weren't upset about the height. They were upset about the sling.
I'll be very surprised here if Matt Romano is still on the park after this. Not from that one. That one's
fine.
That one's just an over-the-shoulder penalty.
And even the referee didn't call that one. It's the first one.
This one here.
So
here we are, Dave.
It will be a card.
It's
a bad one.
Direct contact, neck and head.
There will be a card. It's just what colour it's going to be.
I'm not sure there will be, to be honest.
Really?
Tristan had a long chat with Kalen there on the sideline, and I think they've gone.
I think what saved him is in full speed. It probably didn't look that bad.
Looked like indirect. I'd imagine it looked like indirect.
Yeah. They don't get the benefit of what we see.
Correct. Very lucky there, I think. Money. Very lucky there, but absolutely lucky. I think there were a few players between him and the referee. If you have a look on the left there, so
full speed, and he's right in front of the assistant referee. You would suggest that possibly he thought he caught him in the chest, but
and just slipped up. Yeah.
Lucky though.
Gets away with it. Always better to have a game 15 on 15 than it is with a man in the bin.
So Souths will win another line out on the Adelaide University throw. But and the other thing as well is Hansel just got up and played on. It is rugby, but at the end of the day, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
They're away again out on that far side. Waisu. Then we'll send it out to that far side to Dale. He's trying to find a way through. Can't quite find a way through. And another whistle and another penalty. The disruption around the breakdown, they've got to learn when and how to do it.
The camera angle showing a colourful pass there. Looks like Pete Campagna got on the.
We've talked about angles and camera angles.
Momentum of the ball there, so the ball's got to
just come out. I mean, it's straight down the line, but as long as it comes out the hands backwards,
correct,
we're okay.
And the momentum of the runner can bring the ball forward in that case. That is not a forward pass. So as much as the camera makes it look like that, it's not. So good call there by the assistant referee, Pete Campagna, on the far side.
Pete Campagna getting his name called. And that's what I'm trying to do, actually. I'm trying to get our team of 5. We've got a team of 5 at the moment.
Correct.
Driving Maul up to the 5-metre line. Gilbert again to Bush. Bush will delay the ball. Waisu trying to find a way through, but again, now they will get away. And Rameka, too easy. And it's always going to be a case of just running out of chances to make those tackles. If they're not stopping them at or behind the gain line, they're just going to run out of numbers. Just didn't get the pillars set, did they?
Well, that's the big issue with trying to disrupt at the breakdown, Dave, is you end up with so many players at every breakdown that the next, if there are 2-3 quick breakdowns in a row, you're going to be short around the fringes. So just hard luck there. Couldn't slow it down, Uni, and well, just too easy in the end, wasn't it?
Yep. Flags go up, 12 points to 0. Yeah, it's just a case of running out of defenders, Jason.
Absolutely, Dave. Just the boys are working hard there. The Adelaide Uni boys all getting into the thick of things at the breakdown. Obviously, trying to disrupt that South's ball, as you were saying before, and just tiring themselves out to a point where South could find that space around the fringe.
So our man in the middle is Tristan Clements. Our assistant referees Pete Campagna and Caelan Dowdle, and our 4 and 5. I'm not going to give the numbers, but it's Phil Jones and our very own Rose Jackson. So
Rose has been,
nearly 20 minutes gone on the Wojtek scoreboard, and Souths have a 12-point lead. Bush will kick it over the top. Redfern just lost his footing, but they're going to come back. That's probably in front of the kicker.
Absolutely, he did look like he was getting up there very quickly. I think that's Jordan Essa on the swing, isn't it? It is indeed. Jordan is very quick.
The number 11.
I think he just got out of the blocks a little bit too fast there.
It is, and that's going to be a real interesting battle between him and Hounsell, because Hounsell looks like a big, tall, rangy runner. Once he gets those legs of his going, I imagine he'll take some stopping. But Adelaide University, from a line-out point of view, from a set-piece point of view, have just not fired yet. And I think part of the problem is Souths are able to put people up at 2, which gives your line-out thrower all sorts of issues. Again, very, very good at the ruck, Adelaide University, and they've disrupted it again. Rameka will manage to get away. They can consistently beat that first tackle. It's going to be a tough and long afternoon for Adelaide University. Gardner gets his legs going. Nicknamed the Hammer, probably for more than one reason. Bush skews it off the side of his foot, but again, it's not a massive issue for Souths.
They are doing very well here at line-out time. Looks like Adelaide Uni have only got the one jumper, though.
It's their ability to get the number 2 jumper up. So they're forced to try and go over the top of him, and then they haven't got a fall. Head down and right through the middle from Ardestani. Rameka. A bit of Islander flair as per usual. I'm not sure whether he was tackled or he went to ground and took the tackler with him. Dar again. Well, they've got a 2-on-1 out this side. Bush didn't give it away. Well, he got the knee down, but he was allowed to go. No. Oh, no, he's gone that way.
No, that's it. They've managed to get his knee to ground. Referee called.
I'm going to get on my soapbox.
Referee called tackle.
Don't.
So he's got to let it go.
I hate it. You can't see it at home, but I'm moving as far away from Jason as possible. Those of you that don't know me, I absolutely detest that. And I want to see it called a surrender.
That's fair.
I'm sure the IRB is watching. Please, 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 please. Make it a surrender tackle.
David, it's fair.
You're just giving up your rights to play. My solution is the referees call it a maul a lot quicker.
I think the thing there is you're going to end up with a scrum. So the choice from a referee perspective is, all right, knees on the ground, tackle, let the ball play and we carry on. Or you got to go scrum, reset, you lose 2-3 minutes of play.
Yeah, but I think it should be a scrum to the defending side. You surrender.
So turnover.
Yeah, you surrender. You lose rights to the ball. Have a better body position going into contact.
That's a fair call.
Rugby League brought it in. They brought in the surrender and allowed him to lie. No, he didn't. He's just gone for a sequel. Anybody who went to the Don Smith night or saw the Don Smith night will have seen Tristan. He ran a great line on that one, though. This one, he just tried to flick it over the back.
He was playing advantage, to be fair, so decided to have a crack anyway.
Here he goes. If you're watching at home, kids, this is how you do it. Fingertips. Prepared himself for the contact. Adelaide University with ball in hand, and we haven't got to say that very much tonight. Now they're going to look for a little bit of space behind the defensive line. There was a big gap. Oh. He's just gone the knock on. I think he's. So, Jason, your roles within Rugby Union South Australia, they're many and varied, but what is one of them? You're the referee trainer? Still?
Coach. Education.
So I asked the question. How's that not a deliberate knock-on?
That one we just saw there.
Yeah.
He's gone because he's gone to collect the ball.
He's got to have a reasonable opportunity
So
to
he's
catch the ball.
His intention is to collect the ball,
No.
not to move the ball along. So it's all about the intention of the player and what we're looking at for him there. So he hasn't intentionally gone to knock it free of someone else grabbing it. He's trying to gain possession there. So
Tristan has an ally tonight, doesn't he?
Here we are. See, he's not tried to knock it over the other guy's head. He's genuinely trying to get up there and knock it back for his team. So that's fair enough.
It's just part of my agenda, apparently, Tristan.
Also, a few years ago, we used to say if you knocked it up, you were okay. If you knocked it down, you were in trouble.
We did see Stuart Nutt knock it up a couple of weeks ago in the try that he scored.
And then recollected, yeah.
I'm happy with that. I'm just stirring.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Tristan said I had a narrative that I need to keep before the game tonight, so I'll behave now, Tristan. I apologise. He will watch it back.
Oh, he will. I'm sure he'll be on the phone too pretty quickly.
I will get a message at some point tonight. Dar again. He showed and then decided to go. It's good yards after contact, which they need. Dar. Now they'll come this near side. Now they can go wide if they want to. Oh, don't think it was meant for him, but he took it. Now we get to see Hounsell going forward. Well, I imagined it would be, to be honest. A little bit like a giraffe on ice, but very, very difficult to tackle. Oh, we're playing on.
Oh.
No, we're not.
I think the referee was going to let that go. I saw the assistant referee go with a hand to his hip there to access the microphone. So it does look like it went backwards.
Oh, he's knocked it back into Brown, and that's what allowed him to regather. That's Clark doing everything he can. Has he gone into halfback now? No, he's on the back row, and we've still got.
I know.
I've been told that all the shirt numbers are right.
Great.
He's desperately trying to do charades to me. Just tell me.
It's not Bron, mate.
Is it not Bron?
It's not Bronlet. It's Watley. It's Watley and 3, mate.
Well, I apologise to Watley. He's very Bronlet-esque, though.
He's got the headgear. He doesn't have the beard, though.
Did you get a message from someone?
No, I did not. I just know Bron. Oh, dear.
You're going to get kicked out. We've got ground marshals here, you know.
Oh dear.
Kicking stuff over. Running repairs for Hamish Gardner, just doing up his boot, and then running repairs for Regan. That one looks slightly more painful than a boot.
He doesn't look comfortable, does he?
He doesn't. One of my favourite things about Adelaide University, I reckon they've got some of the best physios in the league, you know, because they'll just have uni students, won't they?
It does help, doesn't it? They do have a doctor in their team too. I think Anderson, who came along last week in the first grade. There was a neck injury, and he came off to assess Cooper and his injury. So they got doctors, they got physios, they got the whole 9 yards there, Dave. So very lucky.
It's great. Nothing better than a university rugby side, and that's my English coming out. University rugby sides, quite possibly the worst behaved rugby sides in the world.
I did play for three universities, Dave. So I know what you mean there.
So Richardson will come on in replacement. Short ball, nice strong line again, and obviously they've been listening because they're not going too wide too early. They're trying to find a way through the middle. There goes Redfern. From Manu certainly come to play. Out into the middle again. Look after him. He has. It's turned over though. Souths just look happy to keep hold of the ball and pick and probe around the edges. Everybody's sat back at the moment. Manu giving the ball in 3 Adelaide defenders all at the same time. Gardner gets his hands away. It's strong. We're on again from Ardestani. He's starting to get his name called a couple of times. Remaker. Bush. Bush will put it on the boot. Council is making his way over to try and tidy it up. Flicks it out the back. Beats the first one. Then got space. Good hands. Good covering tackle. Still managed to keep the ball. Dar will send it out. Little chip through. There's a question of a trip. Manu will pick it up. Oh! It's managed to find its way into South's hands. And they're away with Waisu. Gets it away on the outside to Gilbert. Cannot get away, and the flag goes up on that far side. That is a great covering tackle. Again, you cannot understate how good that tackle is, because how many of them would have gone over the shoulder, would have been a penalty, probably a penalty try, probably a yellow card. That's a wonderful covering tackle.
It really is, Dave. Gone low, aimed low, taking him in touch. Ben Gilmore has been part of state teams as he was growing up, so I know the player well. He's got some time. He's got a good brain in his shoulders, and he's done very well. Here's the replay of that as he's come. Oh, that's old Doc Anderson coming across.
That's about as good as it gets.
Excellent work into touch.
I tell you what, I think he would have rather the knock on than the lineup, the way the lineup's going today. That's almost better, and they've changed the lineup thrower, and it's still not working for them.
I think
Coaches will be desperate for half-time to just settle them down and get them in.
Oh, it's Manu on the...
just picking on people. You had the old Michael Jordan tongue out at the beginning of it. So they're
making sure nobody's complacent at that time.
Yep.
Letting them know he'll come in for a counter ruck every now and again. Oh dear, what's happened there?
I think it's just been knocked away. Just having a look at Facebook, see whether there's anything there. I will put that rumour to bed straight away, Mr. Chapman. Jason Webby, pleasure as always. Rumour is Webby's getting the boots on next year.
It's been a while, Webby. It's been a while.
It has been a while, and we'll get into it. We might not have a. It's been we might have a chat at halftime. I think we might just set the cameras, lock the cameras, and me and you might have a chat. It's been a while. I don't get to speak to you anymore. It goes over the back. Veach. We're going back for a penalty.
Not enough to just hold on with your hand, Dave. Your full shoulder's got to be bound at scrum time, so
technically correct.
Loose forwards having taken a few extra centimetres to get on top of the 10 there, and Tristan having none of it.
I saw Gary Mann get away with one last week where he was not bound at all. Well, it's interesting. He was bound, but it was down the second row's leg. So he had a full arm bind down the second row's leg.
All right. Interesting.
Yep.
Well, that'll count.
Back rowers. Back rowers, honestly, just always pushing the bubble, aren't they?
As a loose forward, it's your job, isn't it? To find where the referee is going to catch you and then play within those boundaries.
I would suggest that most of the law variations come around because of those wearing 6, 7 and 8.
Tell you what.
Messy, but they finally got one. Not how they would have drawn it up on the training paddock, but they finally got one. Not Bronlet. We'll take it on a little bit. Sorry, I'll behave. Another little pick and go.
Cheeky with a big carry up.
Yeah. Someone suggested to poke him in the eye and make him angry. Oop. Sniper's got him. Wonderful acting from Jack Bush on the floor there.
I'm getting out, ref. I'm
definitely trying.
Don't ping me.
Watley again makes another couple of yards. Just to flip it over the top. Doc Anderson again. Oh, he's done well, the big fella.
Very well.
Tell you what, both of the Adelaide University wingers tall and rangy. Again, they're nice and settled. A little snipe by Nevitt. Redfern sends it out. He's a little bit isolated again. He's going to have to work hard and get to ground, Ongley. And that's the problem. He just messy. When they were in midfield, it was all good. Gilbert will go out to that left-hand side to Bush. Who, less said about that, the better. Obviously saw something out the side of his eye. Just wonder whether we can get our camera operators to zoom in on Mr. Redfern, who's just at the back. Or have they called that half-time? That is half-time, 12 points to nil. South started off very, very well, but have just died off a little bit towards this, or Adelaide University have come back into it as well, you would say.
Yeah, Dave, I think Uni started off very nervous there, a lot of silly mistakes, and they've started to settle into their game. Yeah, as you say, Souths came out of the blocks firing, but yeah, settling into a really good game.
So I'll just try and get a yes or no from my producer, if we can just stay through the half-time and keep going. I don't think they're just going to lock off the camera so the boys upstairs can have a rest.
Fair enough.
But we don't get a chance to talk very often, and I think it's important, especially as we go into game one of 6 grand finals that Spacequake Sports are doing. However, from a Rugby Union South Australia point of view, we had a weekend of grand finals as well last weekend, or a Sunday of grand finals last weekend with the juniors.
Correct, yes.
And I've been involved in Rugby Union South Australia on a grand final day and on a grand final weekend. I think my record was a 12 to... I think I started at 5 in the morning, didn't get home until gone midnight on the Sunday. So just let me take this opportunity to say a massive thank you to everyone on Rugby Union South Australia for the work they will put in that you do not see. So everything that happens under the surface. It is the old Swan scenario, calm and serene and beautiful on the service.
I don't know about that, Dave. I think it just happens before everybody arrives. You know, everybody arrives and the field's set up and everything's out and the medals have been ordered, months ago and all that kind of stuff that just happens. And credit to everybody who organises. Pete Garden does a phenomenal job working with teams, with managers, with clubs to get this final series happening this year in a COVID year with the rules that we've had to go through, the hoops we've had to jump through. It's incredible. Kyle and Pete have done a phenomenal job to really make it happen, and really exciting that we can actually be out here playing some finals footy. I know it's Friday night, it's a bit different for everybody. I love a Friday night game.
Friday night lights.
I love it. Isn't it great? It's something a little bit different and a bit exciting, really. And the fact that we're getting a full 14-round season and finals when even other states in our country haven't played any rugby is really exciting.
So I would just like to address that rumour that Sam Chapman put on, that I'm putting my boots on again next year. I've had a thought, and I talked to some people around Don Smith about this, and I'll talk to you about it now and anyone who's listening, and I would appreciate some feedback. We've worked out that over my time, I've played for 5 rugby clubs in South Australia in the time that I've been here.
Excellent.
I want to do all of them. I want to play for every single club in South Australia.
That'd be great.
And I want to do it in 1 year. So the plan is that next year, and I will need to do a lot of work with management, I'll need to do a lot of work with Rugby Union Australia, is the teams that we are broadcasting, I'll try and get a cameo in their 3rd grade, if they have one, or the game before, so that I can play for every single team in South Australia in a calendar season.
Dev, I reckon if we
I don't think anyone's done that before.
If we back this with
it would be a fundraising
social
thing.
Media stuff,
and it would be a fundraising.
So and you said and you put it out there to every club, I reckon everybody would get on board with it.
I'd love to raise some money for state programs, junior state programs.
And I don't think anybody would have an issue with. So Elizabeth, obviously I'm at Elizabeth Club, and we don't have a 3rd grade, but
I could start.
You can play in the 2nd grade and
run off.
But also, that's the kind of thing where on that day, should we have a live stream day or whatever have you, we'd be happy to go, you know what, it's part of the Dave Webb charity event. The first grade is going to kick off 45 minutes later or half an hour
Well, you've got
later,
the lights
or
up
whatever
there,
it
haven't you?
is.
So
Absolutely.
it's certainly stuff we can do. But yeah, I'd love to hear people's feedback on that, and people to get on board and sponsor me to do
Really exciting.
every single team in South Australia in 1 year.
That'd be great.
So the only ones I haven't played for Barossa, I haven't played for Elizabeth, Onkaparinga, Brighton, and Old Collegians. They're the only 5 I've never played for.
All right, okay.
Yeah, but I'd like to do all of them in 1 year. That's my plan in the season.
That'd be really, really exciting, wouldn't it?
That's my plan. Anyway, back to today. That thing is creeping. That blob is creeping down towards us, but I just hope it's going to miss us. There's a way to our left.
Don't mean to be funny, Dave, but
Yeah.
if you could just point out to me where
Where
that's gone.
we are?
Yeah, where we are.
We are down here, right there.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, we're okay.
No,
You can't see where I'm pointing. Hey, we're not a million miles away.
I'll tell you what will happen. We'll be fine for this game. 15 minutes into the next game, when I'm standing on the sideline, it is going to pour down.
We're going to look at the faces. I tell you what, we've got to get to the point where I can actually draw on this with my Apple Pencil, which I've got here. Shout out to Apple, no free ads. That's the pinnacle. If I could just start drawing on this thing now.
That'd be great.
We'd be good. We had a look into it. God, it's complicated.
There is an app. Pete Garden's got an app that he showed me on his desktop the other day that he got downloaded for $5 or something. That he uses. That you just throw something on and away you go and you can draw all over it, whatever have you. So
Well, we will have a chat with Mr. Garden. So
Absolutely.
half time is over.
well, he's on the next game, so you can talk to him then, mate.
Maybe he's got it. Oh, yeah, there we go. We got the circle around Adelaide
There we
for
are.
you. I drew that on.
Thank you, Dave.
So half time is over. We have swapped around, and the lights are on. It is overcast tonight. There is a biting wind coming through as well, Jason. 12.
I wish I hadn't given my jacket away, but
It's very warm. Beautiful.
I'm
Thank
glad
you.
you're enjoying it, mate.
There's a hoodie around here somewhere, but it's too small for me. It's probably too small for you.
No, I just put it over my legs, actually. Oh, here we go.
There you go. So 12 points the difference. 12 points the difference. Adelaide University will kick off. I think all they need to do really is fix their lineup. Everything else will come, I think. South, more of the same, you would think.
Absolutely, Dave. A few minor handling skills really costing Uni once they get going, but see if they can fix it.
Deep kick. Gardner underneath it. Oh, there has been an introduction at half time. The absolute legend of Southern Suburbs. There he is. We're in the number 13.
The president.
Tyrone Tapaihor. Is that how he told me to say it? I think I messed it up.
I'm not sure if that's
Tapaihor.
a pie hole.
That's how he said it. He said to pie, like a pie that you
Yeah.
eat, and then ho.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Tapao. Yeah. Sounds Kiwi enough, so it must be right.
Definitely Kiwi. Just talk to him for 2 minutes. He'll let you know.
Didn't take that long.
Free kick south, and they're away. Here he is, Tapaihor. Whoa!
Oh, straight in with the leading
Look at
arm.
the look of innocence on his face. First touch, penalty. Love it. Oh, that's a nice little out the back ball. Charge down. Newton didn't want a part of that hack ahead. There it is. Your forearm to other people's chins, Tyrone, is not allowed. Look at the look of absolute innocence on his face as he does it. And Adelaide University are going to take the points, which I'm not against, if I'm perfectly honest.
I think at 12-0, take the 3, you come back again, suddenly you're in the game. Get some meat on the plate, ready to go.
Get some meat on the plate. Flags go up. So Anderson will knock over 3 points. I'm laughing because you are getting ready to go and you will be doing the next game, and then we're having another game of charades where they're trying to explain stuff to you.
Just getting some instructions there from the referee for the next game of when I need to be down there and ready.
Good restart from Bush, and actually very, very smart work from not Bronlet Watley.
Letting it go into touch, although the way Adelaide Uni's...
Yeah, they're like, let's see whether, because they've had time at half time, let's see whether they fixed it. No. It's the short answer. Romanu Manu sends it into midfield, into Payor. Oh, he's let it go. It's gone backwards. Rameka trying to find a way through. Does find a way through. Anderson has to come to the rescue. Third time's a charm for the big fella. Gets over the 22. Penalty. Side entry to the ruck. And again, that absolute look of innocence from Tyrone.
That counter ruck working really well there for Adelaide Uni.
Their counter ruck's been impressive, and I think if they do it at the right time, they're being very, very good with it. It's not a bad kick either. Oh, nearly. He had a good go at it. Mr. Dale.
I was just going to say there earlier, Doc Anderson doing well. A couple of decent tackles there. In fact, almost an identical tackle that he made there to the try-saving tackle earlier on Gilmore.
Yeah, he's been impressive defensively. Both of the wingers have done what they need to do. There's Bronlet.
He is. Definitely not on the field.
Dar. Oh, he's fired up as well. Oh, they're away. Out on that far side. Can they get... Again, they're out there and they talk about being isolated. Right in front of me. I don't know whether our cameras picked it up, but the number 4 Priestley hit Dar late. There's a penalty, and that might have come from Mr. Campagna on this near side. Dar was hit late.
It has indeed. They're talking through the comms. Tristan's finding out.
But absolutely wonderful stuff, because Dar just turned and smiled at him. That was a second row hitting a halfback, and it made him laugh. I am falling in love with him. I want a yellow.
I do. Oh.
So Priestley gets the yellow. Clark dragged back, being told to behave himself. It's a good kick to touch. The line-out has just been their Achilles heel tonight.
Just peel down to 2-on-2 and...
yeah, you've got to make the call at some point. Go to the, we used to call it Fiji.
Oh, no, they're mixing it up. They've changed it a bit here now.
Just have your jumper come into the line wherever he wants. Just go 2
4.
lifters. They've really got to go over the top, and that's what's killing them. They've done well. Goes to nobody, and we heard footsteps.
Yeah, he's in front of him.
Yeah.
Mapavera just poor decision there as it's come off the leg of a uni player, and he's in front of him. Can't play it in offside position.
Mapavera, one of the few people. He's in a club that you are in. As we see, he's done a lot tonight, Tristan. Little shoulder charge. There's no arms in that at all.
Absolutely. Lucky we don't have a sighting commissioner here, Tristan.
Well. I can sight though, can't I?
Great.
I might put a report in.
I'm not sure what the rules are around sighting, to be honest. You'll have
Sighting
to check.
referees.
You'll have to ask again. Ask Pete Garden. Another one for Pete Garden. We're keeping a list here for Pete Garden for the next game.
Just no arms at all. And it was high.
Well, and no intention to wrap.
No,
none at all. The law says you must attempt.
It's like watching rugby league in the 80s.
Terrible.
And just going back to Mapavira, one of a very select few people who've been on both sides of the camera. It's messy again, but
How so, Dave? Sorry, you said both sides of the camera. Was he commentating?
He did in the game this year.
All right, excellent. Great pass on him. That pass he threw earlier was excellent.
Oh, not Bronlet Watley's got hold of the ball. It's going to be a knock-on and a scrum. I think they've been a lot better. Ramika is frustrated and barking instructions at his colleagues.
Both front rows with their hands on that ball there. That's excellent.
Their counter-rucking and their disruption of that tackle area has been really impressive today.
It's been excellent.
And a free kick. There's that facial hair. What would you describe it as? Like a shepherd's crook around his mouth?
He's very creative, isn't he?
I love it. Hey, and I tell you what, as that one goes into touch, I'll tell you right now, it's not the worst facial hair we will see tonight.
Definitely not.
Have you seen it? There's an absolute cracker that we're going to see later.
I have not. I have not. I look forward to it. Amazing the things people come up with for a live stream game, isn't it, Dave? Haircuts and facial hair and...
Bosch, flat ball, didn't quite work. Mapavira will pick up and give. Trying to find a way around the outside, and they're just too keen to throw it out the back at times.
Give them the benefit of the doubt and say they knew there was an advantage coming, Dave. Throw the ball around, see what happens.
Sure. I mean, I've seen it when they haven't had an advantage as well tonight.
So true.
I did have a chat with Matt Mooney, and it's possibly one of the most frustrating things for me for Adelaide Uni. You look at this Adelaide Uni side, they're good age, good fitness, just little bits of skill, little bit of game awareness. They're not a million miles away. I mean, it'll be the same up at Elizabeth. Good age, good skill level. Good fitness level. Just the skill level needs to improve a little bit.
It's that decision making under pressure, isn't it, Dave?
Dart. Now they will come out. Short ball. The defender at the same time as well. Oh, he looked at it. Looked at the tackler before he completed anything. Gardner. Again, solid running from Gardner. Oh, Gilmore. Now they're out with Bush. Oh, he had to give it. Ongley made the tackle and again, big, strong running from Ardestani. Gilbert will look to this near side and then send it back into Rameka, who's got the bit between his teeth right now. Gilbert is still going to look this side, you think? Penalty. Did he pick it up while he was in front of the ball? Possibly. It's a get out of jail penalty, that one, for Adelaide University.
Absolutely, Dave. South's on the rampage there. Silly mistake.
South, we talked about Adelaide University choosing their time to disrupt the breakdown, but it does look like South are just choosing their time to just press the loud pedal every now and again, playing within themselves. It's almost like a rope-a-dope.
Great flat pass there from Tyrone Tapao. Tapao, sorry. Apologies, T-Bone.
Yeah, that's better. They're almost having to drop it across the top. Dar now will send it. Mapavira. Whoa! Man and ball. Essau showing out just how quick he is.
Came out of nowhere there, didn't he?
Unbelievable. Little pick and go from Henry. slowed down a little bit for Adelaide University, and I don't think that's a terrible ploy for them. Redfern.
I think you're right, Dave. The deliberate actions are going to be where they do best.
They need to keep the ball. Don't forget, they've got a one-player advantage as well. Oh. Got Remaker off his feet and then made a nice step to turn Gardner around. Well, Gardner could be in trouble there. Dar again. Not Bronlet Watley, goes again. Dar will bounce one out. Mapavira had to do very well and does do well. Oh, they got Hounsell almost away. I would have paid to see that foot race.
Just run out of space on the outside. Did he drop that or did he look to... Oh, there's Jordan Nassau on the rush. Rush defense. Sniper defense out there.
Got well not to knock that on. But they were choosing the time to go wide, which I like. And again, it does feel a little bit like rope-a-dope with South. Off the top from South, their line-out has been comfortable all evening. Bush trying to find a way through, couldn't quite get there. Gilbert again. Well, Gardner with a little show and go, and again, Hounsell again just hangs on like a toddler, but does enough. Going to come back for the penalty. Just that high one. No, he won't be happy if I call him Bronlet. So do you take the points? There's people pointing at goal. It's who's the one pointing at goal? Matiaha saying nope, let's go for the points.
Yeah.
Not a terrible option. 12 points to 3 at the moment. It's going to be another change for Adelaide University.
It is a grand final. You want to keep that cushion.
Yeah.
If you can.
I mean, they're still in a 2-score game at the moment, and Adelaide University have wasted their advantage that they had for the last 10 minutes as Priestley is going to make his way back into the game. It's dark out here as well. That's a big thing. It's going to be interesting later. Camera's making it look a lot lighter than it actually is.
The lights are better than they used to be.
Oh, without a doubt. Flags go up. 15 points to 3. 50 minutes gone on the Wojtek scoreboard, and Souths are happy with it. I mean, they look as if they're playing within themselves at the moment.
No pressure on them at all, really, at the moment, Dave. I feel like they're just going through the motions.
So Williams has come on. I didn't see who went off. Williams has come on for Souths.
It looks like Gardner's coming off. Just giving them a high five over there, so he's... change for Adelaide University as well. Watley off.
Not Bronlet Watley will come and rest. And I think it was the number 19 who came on.
Looks like it.
Big ovation for Gardner as he walks back to the...
He has had a good game. Strong ball carrier.
Newton had a couple of bites at it.
Oh, great tackle by Mapaveri. He's had a couple of big hits tonight, hasn't he?
It looks like he's struggling though. Looked like it hurt him. Gilbert, Mapaveri is still down.
It is. He did hurt his shoulder last week. I saw him after the game.
Oh, Redfern just welcoming Williams to the game, and again Ardestani. I haven't been impressed with his ball running tonight.
Go forward every time.
Arm is out, that's a penalty advantage, I think.
Redfern in the side by the looks of things.
Manu. You cannot be lazy at the rucks, can you? Souths will punish you. That's Redfern who's just dumped to the ground. To Paiho. That's a better one from Tyrone. Over the halfway line.
Oh,
what's he going to call here?
Looks like
he's going to come back for the other one.
Absolutely. SAS 15 just straight off his feet there. Going over Tyrone.
So the changes, I think, are going to start to be rung in by both sides as we approach the, 18 minutes to go.
That's it, midway of the second half.
Yeah, 35 minutes gone. 35-minute halves, no time on. The only ones that are 40 are the A-grade games, and they're the only ones with time on as well. Bush will just look, that's come off the side of his foot as well. It's a decent take. Whoa. Sent it out to Hounsell. Hounsell has it charged down. Safe though, Doc Anderson again.
Anderson doing a great job for Adelaide Uni today.
If he doesn't work in the ER, he should, because I tell you what, he has been a first responder on more than one occasion tonight.
Absolutely.
Oh. A couple of bites at it, but Shiki manages to bring it in. Dar again out the back. It's a good kick under pressure. Doesn't make it all the way out though. And Gale will look to run back. Anderson again has to make a tackle. They're saying the ball was out. They're playing on. Another big strong run from Ardestani. Well, Mapavira is up again. I think he's forced a turnover as well.
Hesitant through that tackle, he's obviously hurting.
No, he was not hesitant in that one. That was Ongley. The blind side. Tabajo will send it out to Matiaha. Not seen, oh no. Yeah, it is Matiaha. Not seen a huge amount of him going forward. Yes, there's a chance to counter ruck there. There's only one of them there. That's unlucky. Ardestani again. Tapayo. Now they've got a little bit of space. Mapaviri holds on, and Anderson.
Anderson. He must be a trauma doctor, I reckon.
Something. He knows where he needs to be. Tapayo looks to counter ruck. Just hits it like a wrecking ball. And this is another one of those games where there's no quarter asked, no quarter given. Redfern runs straight into Ardestani. Hands are offside. Here are some changes for Souths. One of them is going to be Vili Kamitha.
Hands in the right there, I think that call was. Wonder if that was Tyrone after he went flying in.
No.
Never.
Can't have been.
No, he'd
Oh, he's gone for the banana. It's not a terrible distance. I think you're kind of reaching the point now, though, with 14 minutes to go, where you're not going to be any penalties now. You're going to have to start running them, I would think.
Particularly with your line-out functioning like that.
Work, though. Mapavira pulls it out the back to Ongley. Beats the first tackle and makes good yardage, and then it just pops out the back, and it very rarely does that legally. Another, well, that's a South player who's doubled up now. And they're going to continue. It's a big kick, especially for someone who's struggling with a knee. So that's Regan who's come back. Thought he was done for the day. judging by the way he came off, so it's brave.
Helped from the field, wasn't he?
Yeah. Did not put any weight on it as he came off, but he's back.
It's a grand final, Dave.
Well, there's no game next week, is there?
That's it. If it doesn't come loose, keep going.
Well, that hit its target. Finally, Mapavire to Ongle. Again, Ongle just hard and fast and straight.
Strong runner, isn't he?
Great yards again. Oh. Remaker to Paiho. Bush tried that time, but Anderson was there. Anderson will just knock it away. Going to come back for a penalty for hands in the ruck. I've been impressed with Anderson as well.
Anderson's been great tonight, hasn't he? Everywhere he needs to be and adding positive input. Great. Tackles, turnovers.
Ongle is now pulled up a bit lame in the middle as well. That's your centre pairing who's both having problems. And I think he's pulled the pin on himself here, Ongle.
He's wandering to the sideline.
Yeah.
There is a substitute waiting here for Adelaide Uni, but I don't think he's a centre.
With all due respect.
There's the centre replacement coming over there.
He's been on a couple of times tonight. And I knew they'd do this to me eventually. That's Kami Kamitha who's come on with Naivala Rua.
I'm just going to leave that to you, Dave.
Replacing Newton and the incredibly impressive Ardestani. He does get a round of applause and it's very, very well deserved. I think he's been absolutely fantastic, but they're away again. Kami Kamitha starting them away. Good hands, there's Kami Kamitha again. Ball goes down and they have just eased through the gears and then SL will just leave it behind. Sorry, Waiso will just leave it behind.
Brought some great energy, hasn't Kami Kamitha? He's a big ball running man, so he'll bring some excitement.
What have they given him? 11 minutes. I think that's about all he's got in his tank at the moment.
That's about right. I would have said 9, but
I love Billy.
Him.
I absolutely adore Billy.
He's a good man, isn't he?
Great man. But I think 11 minutes will be about 100% of his stamina at the moment.
Well, he's the coach of this side, so you'd hope he'd be bringing a cool head and some good decision making
nice
to the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's nice to see that he's moved further forward the more experience he's got.
That's a nice way to put it.
So the first one was Naivala Rua, who I think, looking at him, could be quite a devastating loose ball runner, which when they took Ardestani off, I wondered whether they'd lose a bit of go forward, but evidently not.
You would think not. No.
Penalty. They've got to start thinking about going. Kicking to touch and scrabbling a line out has got to stop. I'm sorry, boys, but you've now got to think about it.
Kami Kamitha's first scrum not going according to plan, I would say.
He just doesn't have experience in the scrum, that's all it is.
Dave, I'm going to have to say thank you very much and love you and leave you and go and get my comm set on for the next game.
Well, enjoy. Best of luck. We'll keep an eye on you. Make no mistakes.
Hopefully I don't give you anything too interesting to talk about, but enjoy the rest of the evening and everybody watching, enjoy the games.
So Romano trying to steal the lineup. Take it for South. Again, a mucky lineup. Tapayo manages to clean it up. Gilbert. Hard, fast running again. Priestley trying to find a way through. Just find a mini gap clearance. He's there. Gilbert looks for a bit of space. Gilbert again will find Bush. Bush, short ball to Remaker. Remaker manages to get it away somehow. Feach trying to find a way through. Gilbert out to Bush. Now they've got space and now they go over. And Souths again. Push further away. Waisu will get his name on the score sheet. With 8 minutes to go, that's possibly a mountain that's too big to climb. It's too strong and goes through the gap, and this time Anderson and Hounsell just unable to close the door enough. South never really have looked under too much pressure. They probably came into this one as favourites. So Bush will look to add the extras. Pokes at it, not the prettiest kick in the world. Little wise smile as he goes and runs back to his position. Not the prettiest kick in the world, but they all count. Around 7 minutes to go. And it would be an absolute miracle if Souths can get anything out of this game. Adelaide Uni can get anything out of this game. Souths are likely to get the whole enchilada tonight. High hanging restart on the head and one. And if you're going to start the miracle, that's a good way to start. Dar again. Just missed his pass, allowed Souths to get up there, but it did create a gap. Loud whistle, high tackle. They've got to go. Cannot be any shots at goal or kicks to touch. Remaker is prone on the ground. They've got to go. Baker trying to find a way through. Nevitt met by Tapayo and another penalty, not 10. They have to go again. They need a try and they need one quickly. And we're going to go to touch. Dar. Finds Mapavira. Again gets good leg drive, but hands were on. Couldn't hold his weight though. Pick and drive. Kami Kamitha trying to get hands on. He can't keep his weight. Redfern trying to find a way through. Dar. Kick goes all the way across. It's a good take. And the mark called. Brave taken. Be hard as it's coming out the lights. Straight into touch. It will be an Adelaide ball. They can go if they get it. No, it can't. It's gone into the crowd, so they can't go quickly. So another line out to Adelaide University. Souths ringing in all the changes. And they are quite comfortable, 22 points to 3. 4 minutes to go, and again they lose the lineup. They're giving it back straight away. Reagan is just playing on one leg at the moment. It'll be an Adelaide scrum. south scrum. Bush to Remaker. Beats the first tackle, still going, over halfway. Finally brought down. Tapayo sends it out one more to McKee. Oh, sent it out to this near side, just couldn't quite get there, and Miller lost it forward. Sounds to just have the ability to ease through the gears. Adelaide University will have a scrum. Less than 2 minutes to go. And clock will not stop, so the changes are starting to be rung now. Last roll of the dice, you would think, for Adelaide University to get anything out of this game. It's come straight out. And South, you would think, would just take their time with this one as well. As we said, there's no time on, so the longer they can take on the scrum now. Yeah, penalty too early. They're going to have to go. He's decided just to go. Oh! There is one bad, one good. Arm is out. I don't think he's going to find a way up. He has found his way to his feet. He's done very, very well. Redfern. I think he gets clipped by Bush in the face on the way through, and then is absolutely cleaned up, and I think it's Naivalu Rua who gets him. So it is going to be Bush, and it's yellow. An ignominy, not the greatest end to his grand final, and it was just a lazy arm. Interesting decision again to go to touch on the penalty. Kami Kamitha is gone. I know you've been around the game a while, Billy, but penalty kicks, it goes to Adelaide Uni. Couldn't quite bring it down again. Kami Kamitha will tidy it up. Be very, very close to final whistle, you would think. Naivalu Rua, he just puts his head down. Kami Kamitha again. Gives it to Romano Manu, does very well to put it on the boot. Mapuvira has to follow it back. They can't put it out. Hansel just sends it high into the night sky. Met well and quickly. That's a Gatatale. Priestley. McKee. Bit of a loose pass out to Niesler, but got there eventually. Folks just want to keep playing. Tapayo will knock that backwards. So we are still going. And Rameka again finds a way through. Finally brought down, gets it off the ground. Anderson can knock it ahead. Cami Kamitha puts his body in the way of danger. Now they're away again. Anderson again does just enough. Oh, and Tapayo loses it forward again. Penalty for high, so we're still going. Be interesting to see whether they decide to tap it and end the game or whether they just want to keep the pressure on. Cami Kamitha again just putting his body where it needed to be put. There's people down all over the place. Trainers have come on. You would think they would tap it and kick it out. We're gone beyond. It looks like we're having a scrum. Nobody wants to finish. Well, at the very least, you would think that it would go into touch off the back of the scrum. Just trying to get... It was definitely a penalty for something, wasn't it? Have South decided to go for the scrum? It's one of the weirdest decisions I've seen in a while. They're miles in front and absolutely no danger. They don't need the points. There's no bonus points. Rameka will limp back into the first 5 position, but again, it's the prima donna has sung and she's gone home. I know, we're still going. South really do want to rub salt into the wound. A little pick and go, and Adelaide University forced to defend right until the death. Short ball. Forward, forward. This one is over. And Souths do the first leg of their double tonight. Souths will win this one, 22 points to 3. We will step out and take a break because we've got to be back and ready for the next game. We will speak to you soon.